Mood.tv.
We might be rushing, but we're not rushing. Might be running late, but it's too hard for running. Heat wave gonna set us off. AC cranking, my trundle is waiting. Birds ain't flying, even cockroaches are dying. Best bet is to stay inside. The horse in church, the priest is gone to sweating. We told you it's gonna happen. This is it. This is it. Not learning my place. Not sipping my bottle. Never shutting up.
Oh, I got the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I got the thumbs up. That was weird. It's weird when we don't cut out me talking at the end of the song, walking
Did that
away,
on purpose.
and then I talk over it. You get double me, which is what you're not
Talk
tuning in
over
for.
it.
Talk over it.
Yeah,
I taco over
Guacamole
it.
for me over there.
Guacamole? What'd you say? Yeah, yeah, that's what you said.
I was thinking one for cheddar cheese, but I couldn't think of a euphemism for cheddar cheese that sounds like talking.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. A euphemism. That's
Stop throwing
everybody.
cheddar at me.
That's everybody's homework at home. Is find that euphemism. All right. Well, welcome to episode 12
yeah.
of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. I'm Kyle Mocha. I'm the host guy. I talk, and that's what we do here. Joining me always at all times, night and day, is Mr. Justin Olimpedo.
Hello.
It's really getting annoying, man. I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
dude. My
Is
bad.
it me or is it
I don't
you?
know.
We just can't quit each other. My girlfriend's pissed.
I'm sorry, man.
It's weird. But we'll get through it.
yeah.
And then also Zachary
Hello.
Storman. That's because you didn't have a beer to open right there.
I'm not drinking tonight.
You're not drinking tonight. Why are you not drinking tonight?
Because I damn near had a heat stroke today.
Okay. How many?
I passed out 5 times
Yeah, I was
on a
gonna say.
lawnmower in a field.
In a field.
It was the scariest thing. I would wake up at the end of the field, all like zigzagged and crooked. I just be like, I almost just like went straight in the woods and probably severely injured myself.
Yeah.
But I
Yes.
didn't. And at that point, my boss was like, "You're fucked up, dude. You need to stop doing what you're doing."
Stop working. Yeah. Steve advised me to keep an eye out and make sure that you drank more water than beer.
I'm not drinking any beer tonight.
You're not.
For your health.
You're not, but I am. I'm drinking beer. I'm switching things up this week. I'm drinking a Labatt Blue.
Yeah, go America.
It's tomorrow is the 4th of July. Today is just the 3rd.
Today is
You're right.
You love Canada,
You're right.
don't you? You can't.
No,
Canadian
today
love
was
son of a
I
bitch.
went. You know what? Let me class it up and get some Labatt Blue.
How much is Trudeau paying you for this? shit?
I paid him $11 for it.
Trying to take away our American values.
I am by drinking the
Canadian
basic
beer in
the
July.
Canadian Budweiser, basically.
I like it. I don't
Maybe
mind
no,
it.
it's Canadian Miller. I say it's
Pilsner,
Canadian,
right?
Yeah, it's Canadian Miller. It's not terrible. I think this is going to appear in the future when we do our warm international ship beer taste test with like Corona and Heineken.
I don't think
and
that's shit though. That
no, it's not.
Labatt's good.
It's not
You
shit,
have
but
to
it's
drink
just
Molson Triple X.
cheaper.
That's like the.
Oh, that's
the Canadian version of Steel Reserve.
it is. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I've only
it's
ever had
bad.
it once.
It's good.
I've had Zima more times than I've had that.
I've had Zima more times than I want to, and
Yeah.
that's only once.
We had Zimas on the show, didn't
Yeah.
we? We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
There's also in the back at work in the kitchen. There's a clock that I realize it's a Zima Triple X clock. So it's like
What
you
was
know,
that?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
extra
I
strong
think it's like
Zima?
the extra strong. I think it's like an 8 or 9% Zima.
Because people don't make promotional clocks anymore.
They don't really that much.
No
we only get the neon
stuff.
lights and stuff. You know, like we get new neon lights, but that's
neon ain't
about
what
it
it used to be, kids.
No, it's not.
Back in the day,
Most
neon
of
was
it's
a
all
lot
plastic,
brighter and a lot more
chromo
dangerous.
stuff. It's
Pretty much,
terrible.
yeah.
So this week we have a guest. This week, his name is Richard Blackmore. He is here, and he's also drinking beer. How you doing, Richard?
Not too bad. What's going on?
Oh, not too much. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Perpetual IPA from Tropes.
And you went there today, right?
I did.
That's cool. So we're going to cut that off because you're going to talk probably about that later more. See, what we like to do is we like to bring the guests on. We like to berate them. We like to make them feel terrible now. But we kind of ignore you for a while. And you can chime in. You can have fun chiming in. We don't really talk about much of anything. Have you ever actually listened to the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm a subscriber.
You are. I know. Your girlfriend, actually, this is what I was going to get to. Your girlfriend was officially the 100th subscriber at a party we were at the other night.
She wins a prize.
She wins a prize of being interviewed by me on air, and that terrifies her.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
She didn't show up because
I know. I figure that's what happened.
But what you could do,
yeah,
you should call her.
Call her? We should call her. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later.
Can you guys do that? Can you do a call-in?
I mean, just off my phone on speaker, and should be able to pick it up.
Yeah,
we can.
Wait, Sam Kinnis in it? In what way?
Remember Sam Kinnis used to
Stop
call?
being a minister and then become a comedian?
Remember that skit? He used to call people
Yeah.
on stage and then be like, so we'd be like, anybody have an ex that you want me to call? And like some guy would come up and give her phone number, and then these like scantily clad ladies would bring out this red phone and he'd dial and he'd call her. She'd be like, hello.
No, I never seen
You're
that.
a fucking whore! You know you're a fucking whore!
I've never seen that, no.
Parade people for leaving other
that's
people
amazing.
live. It was amazing. We're not going to do that to your girlfriend.
No.
I was gonna say, please don't do
But
that.
I mean, yeah.
You're terrible.
We're not going to say that.
No,
But,
we'll
like
be
the
nice.
surprise call.
Yeah, we'll be nice.
High energy, though.
Yeah. Well, she was our 100, so maybe we'll do that a little bit later on. I think that's a good idea. I did want to talk about the song this week. Every week, as anybody that's listening knows, we try to write a new theme song. Richard is we officially have everybody that's written a theme song for the show in this room right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because you wrote the first theme song that we went off with on the episode 1.
Yep.
Yeah. It was awesome as hell.
And unbeknownst to everybody in the world except for 4 people, your band was also featured on the original reboot trial test episode that we did on Twitch.
Yeah,
we featured
that's
Dead
right.
Man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know if he
But
told
we
you
never
that.
actually.
You asked me.
Yeah, I think maybe we did.
You asked.
I think we were just kind of like, Rich is going to get mad. 4 people are watching. Click, plays music. It was
I
good.
hate when people look at stuff that I've done.
Yeah, I hate when people hear my art. It's terrible. That's
The more people
mean.
that hear my art, the worse it becomes.
Ugh. Who are you, Banksy?
I'm already
Everybody
feeling
knows
berated.
about you. Ugh.
Already feeling berated.
Now the goal is that when people are listening at home, or later in the future, because you could be listening right now live on YouTube. We start about 9-ish, or 9:05, 9:30. It's whenever we get to it. But we can interact with you when you do that. But if you're listening to this at a future date, and you're just walking around, I think it sounds like we're berating them. So they're just the listeners sitting there, and we're just like, "You're terrible." That should be a new segment we do. Just berate the listener.
You're the
just
worst.
attack the listener.
What
we'll
are you
do
doing
that.
here?
Hey, listener!
Hey,
You know why I'm so fat?
why?
Because every time I fuck your collective family members, they make me sandwiches.
Jeez.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Because you said from the future I have a story. It's funny.
Okay. From the future, you have a future
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, I swear.
All right.
So,
Do you have a picture of me when you were older?
No.
Okay, good.
But I got a phone call the other day, and my phone rang, and it rang my own name. It said Zachary Storman.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
The
and
caller ID said Zachary Storman.
on my phone. And I picked it up, I was like, hello? And they were like, yo, dude. And it sounded like me. I was like, yo, who is this? What's going on?
Really?
And then I was like, yo, it's your brother. I was like, oh, where are you? He's like, mom and dad's house. I was like, shit. And then I realized that because that was set at home in my phone, they just automatically assumed it was my home phone.
Okay.
Oh.
When my parents' home phone number calls me, it comes up my own name. And when my brother's calling me, it sounds like I'm calling myself. I immediately thought I was calling myself in the future.
That's
great. I was
great.
about to go on some like super.
That's like one of
like I was a spy.
my favorite episode. I think of the X-Files is the one where the old guy comes back from the future to talk to his younger self, who's a scientist, who's like creating this thing where I think it like freezes people or something like that, and then they die. But it's like this old guy who's just following him around, and ever since I've seen that kind of it's a Truman Show effect. Sure. Now I just go, at some point I'm going to interact with myself in the future, because I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to get to time traveling at some point, and I'm going to come back. Maybe it's already happened. Maybe I was a little kid. Maybe I'm the nice old man from some story in my memory. Maybe. But I think most likely, knowing me, I'd come back to me at like a time I'm going to remember, and just like walk up and maybe... Like, I've never been in a fight. Maybe future me is just like, you should get the shit kicked out of you. And comes back and just...
come back and beat yourself
And comes
up?
back and beats me up. Future me gets
That's
like...
heavy.
65-year-old me gets ripped. Like that guy in the commercials of like, hey, I take the weight loss pills and I do this diet and all of a sudden I'm 75 and I look like...
And I fucked lots of girls. Oh, my dick is so big.
So many girls. So many. I also take a blue pill.
And I take a red pill. Fuck it.
I want to be in and out of the Matrix at the same time.
The last show I played, they had X-Files playing at the bar.
Really?
Before any of the bands went on. And you know what I realized about X-Files?
Yeah.
I watched a shit ton of it as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Well, you see certain characters, certain bad guys bring it back.
What made X-Files great was how in the moment it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
We were watching it for probably like a good half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
And there's always like a little thing that happens out of nowhere. You're like, oh shit!
It is a terrifying show. Like the line
in the moment with
X-Files. The watching X-Files with the lights on line from that Bare Naked Lady song is true. It's like I would watch X-Files, but I watched it with the lights on. So I'm like, this is terrifying. And like I would get episodes on VHS from like my cousins once in a while, because we didn't have TV growing up, and I would watch them, and I'm like, this is like the scariest shit I've ever seen. Like, even like the jokey like episodes have really good jump scenes in it. X-Files is one of my favorite shows. It is the archetype for so many of my current favorite shows.
You know what show followed in that sort of footstep?
Fringe.
Well, Fringe definitely
Fringe
did.
is
but so
also
did Supernatural.
Oh.
Supernatural also did the
Supernatural did. I didn't really give it much of a chance because it came out as like a two studly dudes on the CW, and you're like, right after One Tree Hill. Stay tuned for this sci-fi.
Well, I was always
show.
waiting for
I
them
never
to
saw
fuck
any
each
of
other,
that.
and then I was like, wait, they're brothers.
They're brothers.
They're not gonna do that on whatever channel this is
The
on.
CW/WB is not going to do
HBO, if you're
this.
listening, give us a Supernatural where the brothers just fuck each other the whole time.
Oh my god.
Why? No, it's a vampire! Oh, you better stop sucking my dick while I'm driving, bro!
Brother incest vampire drama.
Supernatural struck me as like the dude version of Charmed. More than anything.
That's what I thought, but like,
But it's not like that at all.
but yeah, apparently at some point they are fighting the devil, and they're like, it's intense. And that's why I've heard that if you like the X-Files, you can get into
because specific episodes have different.
They have Monster of the Weeks, and then they have
Arch
or the story arc episodes,
and then they have like shit like depending on the characters that are on.
Well, that's
like
my
Trickster. It would be some like they did a 50s movie.
Okay.
Like all like they were fighting like creatures from the 50s.
Yeah.
But it was just because the Trickster was.
But like Creature from the Black Lagoon style, bad
like the original
level
Dracula, like
that's really sweet.
You know, so it had its humor.
Because X-Files does have those episodes. There's the one episode where they go to Hollywood, and I think it's Gary Shandling is playing Mulder in a movie, and then Téa Leoni, his real life wife, is playing Scully, and he's like, I think Téa Leoni's into me, and they're all just like, yeah, but you're going to have a really bad sex addiction, and in 7 years, she's going to leave you. I don't think they actually said that on the show, but that's what happened in real life. He's a sex addict. They also had
the mushroom episode.
And then he made a show about being a sex addict, which is kind of just amazing for him.
That I haven't seen.
California, I watched the first season. It's good. It's really, really well done. I don't know how it sustains over the time, but there's a couple of really, really weird characters that you come across. And the thing I like about it the most is that Do you remember, again, to go to back to, I was saying the Truman Show effect before, do you remember the girl from the Truman Show that's, like, watching from home, the one that, like, Truman was in love with, and he's, like, trying to make her face out of, like, scraps of different magazines? That woman is in this. Like, she's, like, the main, like, one of the main, like, female characters. But either way.
Hey, speaking of TV shows.
Yeah.
So this is a weird one. Did you see what Snoop Dogg and Patrick Stewart both invented?
Oh my God!
Invented. They both invented.
They both invented something.
They invested in a British medical weed company.
Really?
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think they did it together, but the headline reads: Snoop Dogg invests $10 million in British weed company with Patrick Stewart. And I imagine them hanging out the way him and Martha Stewart hang out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I could see it.
Oh my! Well, Patrick Stewart is one of the most, like, he's on the level of Harrison Ford. Like, whenever you see him, he is, like, baked out of his mind.
Yeah, he's high all the time.
Oh my God! But
Want me to Halifax?
why does he want to go to Halifax?
Apple juice.
Apple juice. All right. So,
have you ever seen what is that? That's
DJO.
Deja Orchestra.
The original voiceover guy on YouTube.
oh, the guy that
He did all the
like
Star Trek
yeah.
shit.
Okay.
Alabama.
I get
Piss out of only one ear.
It's just voiceover.
It's the
just
precursor to the
That's
bad
what it
lip
is.
reading guys, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it
much.
was funny,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Which
Those bad lip reading guys sold out.
Yeah.
He was Tom Brady.
See, it's all about those GI Joe PSAs.
G.I.
dude.
Joe!
Oh, those
Fuck
were
yeah.
classic.
Oh, we found. Remember that song that they sing in the one, the Jamaican song?
Yeah, 55 on the bus ride.
Yeah. Yo, we looked that up at work one day. Me and my brother and Steve.
The
And
actual
we're riding.
song?
Yeah, the actual Jamaican song. We're riding around Canadensis in the work truck, cutting up trees, bumping that song nonstop, like driving past like old rednecks and stuff, hanging out the window of the work truck, going, "And the bus ride up."
That's great. That reminds me.
What the fuck are these kids doing?
2 weeks ago,
Chop sandwiches.
2 weeks ago, I
Get the fuck
remembered.
outta here.
I remembered a song that I had heard years ago, and I was trying to think of where like the hook was coming from. I'm like, da 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 da, and I'm just like, what is it? And I'm like, oh, read a book, read a book, read a goddamn book. Do you ever see that video? The read a book on the break. Maybe we'll show you that. We're not going to show that on the air, but it is this brilliant, fun rap video that you should just check out.
It's like Lil Jon.
Yeah, I think Lil Jon's in it, but I forgot who the main guy. But it is
Lil Jon's in it. I probably love it.
wonderful. It is speaking on they speak on the behalf of like people in their community, and they're just like attacking them for things that are just like very easily overcome. But they do it in a very fun, entertaining way.
Drunk way.
It's like 2003, 2004. It is like straight crunk era. Oh my God. So one thing I wanted to bring up before we go to our first break is the other day I had a situation where we were parking on Main Street to go get lunch and then go get some wine.
Okay.
And we parked on the side lot that's kind of by like the Cure Cafe on Main Street in Stroudsburg.
Yeah.
Free plug for you, Cure Cafe. You can pay us if you want.
Or we'll just pay you.
Or we'll
Never
just
mind.
I'll keep giving you my money
Yeah.
for food because it's good.
That's good.
So the parking meter situation was there were these two old ladies trying to figure out where to pay, and I'm looking around going, oh yeah, where do you pay? And I'm like, do they take out the parking meters? And right in front of my spot was an outlined spray painted area that used to have a parking meter. So I took a picture of it. I took a picture of the car. Yeah.
I saw that.
And then I wrote a note, and I left the note on the car, and the note on the car, and the note said, "Hey Walt," who is a friend of most of ours, and a local meter guy, and then in parentheses, or other meter person, can't find where to pay. Think the meter got torn out. Either way, here are some quarters, and then I put $4 in quarters that were just in my pocket from work from the night before. And just left it under the windshield wiper blade, and then posted it. And then literally 5 seconds later, I see Walt walking down the street, and I'm like, check Facebook. And he gets back to me and he goes, it's just a free spot. So there's a free spot right next to the Cure Cafe. Again, free advertisement for you, Cure Cafe. You can give us money. We'll give you money, whatever you want to do. But free plug right here for you. I just want free pancakes out of this deal. That's literally all I'm looking for.
I'll take some mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Yeah. Some coffee.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come up with a list of demands.
Okay.
And then
I want napkins.
I want napkins for life.
Free fucking napkins.
I want to be able to walk in at any time and grab a nappy can off you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to break here for a little bit now. The first song. What are we playing first here, Justin?
What would you like us to play?
Out of you said.
Your guys' choice.
Your guys' choice. Let's do.
I can't remember what I called it, but
let's do Break the Skin first. Let's go Break the Skin first.
Okay.
So this is going to be the first song from Dead Men Richards' group that you are drummer, you do vocals, featuring also our good friends Kevo and Levi. Really glad I didn't call him Ethan, but kind of sad I didn't accidentally call him Ethan. Weird that you never accidentally call him Luke.
Well, if they're together, you just call them Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan.
Yeah.
Oh, I had that card, Magic, at one point. There's a lot of Leviathan.
Let's have that album.
Yeah, Leviathan. Yeah, if they're together, you can. This is all stuff that's really interesting to people that don't know our friends. All right.
I mean, get it. Levi, Ethan.
Leviathan.
Even if you don't know.
You can get the joke, I guess. So you guys have a show coming up July 13th at the Sherman Showcase. Actually, everybody but me has a show coming up on that day. So it's going to be brunch. Which is you two motherfuckers and a couple other motherfuckers.
Yep.
And then Dead Men. And then what are the other two bands that are two or three other bands?
Idle Hands.
Idle Hands from Scranton. That's
okay.
It's members from the Hill You Die On. And
okay.
Inner Temple, they're from Wilkes-Barre. They're like they're super like grunge kind of stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I know I'm definitely going to be there. It's a good weekend for music, depending on your definition of good weekend for music. We're going to see you guys.
Definition of music.
We're going to see you, and then the next day we're going to the final Warped Tour because
you guys are going to that?
Well, Madeline's 7. She's never done that. She'll never get to do that again. So we were like, we'll take her. We'll get the earbuds and the headphones, the helicopter headphone things, like to
experience one before it's gone.
Yeah, just kind of like last one. Get a bunch of pictures. Yeah. There really is a disappointing amount of bands not appearing because of the drunken public or punkin' drublic, whatever. Yeah, I have dyslexia on that dyslexia. They all have different ones, and we had discussed this the other night. I was talking about Riot Fest in Chicago. Has an amazingly ridiculous lineup. I think we touched on it a little bit last week.
I think I said it was a fuck you to Warped Tour.
It was. It really is. It's kind of like, instead of doing a whole summer long and just milking the country for what it's worth, put it in 3 spots. The people that want to travel are going to travel to these 3 spots. Those 3 spots are going to have, a lot to offer because it's usually Chicago, Denver, something along those lines.
Yep.
All right, so pro Chicago and Denver, I guess. And that's the meaning of this song, Break the Skin, I think, is about being pro Chicago and Denver.
Sure.
All right. We're jumping to the music. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Please.
Here's Deadman.
And if she sinks her teeth in, well then I'd say it was nice to know you and watch you burn in flames, and all your friends are saying, hey man, you fucking changed. So have you spinning around in circles? Oh, so have you come undone? Oh, you'll be kiss of death that allows you to live your life, comatose to impending doom. When all is said and done, you've given up now, run. You've sold your soul, the beast has won.
Back.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, whatever.
Hello.
Hello.
Say something again, Rich.
Say something again, Richard.
Something again, Rich.
Huh.
Something again,
What
Rich?
the hell?
What the hell?
Oh,
Oh,
Richard
there we
is.
go.
We're having
Oh,
technical
there we
issues.
go.
Yeah, much better.
So, if during the first segment you were listening and you were like, "There's a guy not talking in there," there was a guy not talking in there, and I think that's now a choose your own adventure segment. You get to pick whatever Rich was saying. I think it's the best way to go about it.
All right.
Or you might have heard him from another microphone, and if so, fuck you. It's we like mouth noises, and we're live, and we just roll with it. There have been a couple episodes where somebody's mic was way too up. There have been a couple of episodes where I think one mic was on in the room, and you know what?
Hey.
Those are great episodes still.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they exist, and
right.
things that exist are great. Can
Yeah,
you argue
sure.
with that? Things that don't exist are not nearly as great as things that do exist.
Yeah, of course.
Unicorns.
Dragons?
I think those things are. They would be
Harry
great.
Potter?
They would be great.
Harry Potter's pretty great.
Okay, I guess that's
Yeah.
right. So I had a thought yesterday that came out of my brain and then came out of my mouth hole. And it said, I said,
It said to me.
it said to the
God
thought,
spoke
the
to me
thought
in my own
demon
mind.
from within said to me, I know I just blurted out, I don't trust the cloud because one thing I know about clouds is clouds rain. And I thought it was a very, very intelligent thing, and I just kind of reflected
Not all
on it for
clouds
far
rain.
too long. But clouds rain. So I'm just saying, if you're putting your pictures and stuff on the cloud, it's gonna get too
Not all
heavy at
clouds
some
rain,
point.
but all
Maybe,
rain
yeah.
clouds.
I don't.
All
fuck with clouds.
rain clouds. I don't fuck with the cloud. I get an update on my phone every single day that's just like, you haven't backed up your phone in
Mine just
792
continually tells me
days.
that I failed to back up. I
Yeah.
don't have shit on my phone. But
Yeah.
It's like,
I have
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to use
memory
this
on my
service.
phone. It doesn't work
Stop
as a
it,
cell
fucking
phone.
asking me.
It doesn't like text messaging anybody.
What does that have to do with the cloud
But it's
people?
got a lot of memory. The cloud people?
everything, dude.
Oh, I don't know. Wait, which cloud people? The cloud people from like James and the Giant Peach, where they were like throwing shit at James while he's flying through. You know, Roald Dahl references. No?
I know.
I'm trying to get a different demographic. I'm trying to get
Children?
yeah.
Fucked up, guy.
Oh, no, I'm trying to get old people that used to be children that like Roald Dahl. Hey, Sean Araujo is listening in. He said more Giorli talk, or Jurley talk. I can never remember how to pronounce it. I think it's Jurley. I think it's early with a J,
Jurley?
right?
Yep.
Yeah, Jurley.
Jurley.
Yeah.
Jurley. So there you go. That's
Leviathan Jurley.
Leviathan Jurley. And hello to you, Sean. Sean is the guy that we plug at the end of every episode for his show Not Movies.
Oh, word.
It's a great podcast
Thank you for listening.
on the iTunes. He's not a member of the Moot.tv world. I don't know if he's a member of any world, but he should be a member of our world if he isn't. I'm going to start making that connection happen. So just everybody that went to East Stroudsburg North in 2002 is on this network.
Okay.
We're going for a big, wide demographic. That's what we're going for. All right. So this thing that I saw in the news, I didn't write a lot down about it, and I didn't research it much. But this thing that I was reading in an article on, like, I don't know, the BBC website or something like that. This is brilliant. We're trying to fix a falling microphone with a plastic bag. This is all I got. You don't need anything else.
It's professional here, dude.
Professional background white noise is great. I love it.
Check that out.
That's why you don't trust the cloud. That's why I don't trust the cloud, because then your microphone falls. Wow, that
Speak
worked.
to that again, please.
Speak into that again.
Hey.
Don't trust the cloud, people.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Greetings.
Thank you all for
If
joining
that's
us.
not impressive to you, then everyone can fuck off.
This is ingenuity right here. This is ingenuity. All right. So this thing that I saw on online the other day, they are saying that lab-grown meat,
Lab grown.
Tasty.
which is something everybody wants to hear when they're ordering a sandwich.
We're talking about in a petri dish.
Yeah, petri dish
okay.
is going to be commercially available this year.
Okay.
All right.
Meaning to like businesses, consumer,
Yes, it'll be like legally,
not to public.
maybe to public if someone were to buy it and release it really quickly.
Okay.
But the idea is they take the stem cells from the animal that they're trying to reproduce,
Okay.
and they use that to clone basically and just grow the meat of that animal. And then the goal...
So wait, this is what cloning has become?
The goal is
of.
replicators.
No, probably. The deep, dark secret, like, dark web version of it is definitely replicators or something to that effect. Like, they're testing growing meat and muscles and stuff like
What
that.
about,
No, I mean a replicator,
all right,
Star
so...
Trek, like where you order the food. Replicator.
Yeah,
there is.
Oh,
exactly.
I'm
Like
thinking
you're
of
just
some
like,
other
I want a
bad-
hamburger, and I was like, oh, here's a hamburger. You're like,
Well, the
this
idea of
food.
the thing that like cuts us off from our dependence on like currency, because you can just like say into it,
Yeah,
"Hey, do this."
exactly.
Yeah.
Earl
Yeah.
Grey.
Oh, great, hot. Oh, I was thinking of something
that
from some
change,
other weird sci-fi movie. I forgot what it was. I thought it was Replicators as well.
It might be. That's not.
yeah.
It's a good name.
It's a good sci-fi.
If it's not, it's a new
Yeah.
2020.
I feel like it's like the Bruce. I was thinking the
Replicators
Bruce
starring
Willis
Tom
one
Loca.
where he's like a clone of, I don't know. It's the Bruce Willis clone movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
There's
that's
an
what it
Arnold
was.
Schwarzenegger clone movie too,
Yeah,
where he kicks his clone into his other clone and says
Yeah.
something about going to fuck himself or something weird.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah, there's
Never
Arnold.
seen that
so
either.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah. Well, you're getting a lot of Arnold when you get Arnold. He doesn't really like to.
So
He's a
my
big guy.
my question about the
lab-grown meat.
the meat,
Yeah.
does that change vegetarians' thinking?
This is the
'Cause now
point
it is,
of the creation of this meat. The point of
Okay.
the creation of this meat is to lower our dependence, not to eliminate,
Right.
but potentially, like at some point, if you get to the replicator level of things, it would eliminate our dependence on growing like massive herds of animals just to slaughter them.
Okay.
Like I've driven like from Southern California to Northern California, and about halfway up that path, you get to a point where it just starts smelling like death. And the funny thing is about like 3 exits before is the last In and Out for like 100 miles.
Okay.
And then 3 miles after that In and Out, they purposely do not place another like fast food restaurant for the next like 100 miles because you just go through the fields where all of the fast food cows graze. And they're just all crammed into, like, they look terrible. Like, you see these wonderful rolling, beautiful hills with, like, these nice cows on them where, like, a real farmer has, like, a real farm and he's growing good cows. And those are the happy cows come from California cows. But you come across this where you're just like, oh, they're all covered in shit and they don't care because they're just going to cut them open. And just like, that's gross.
Yeah,
so the
of
idea
course.
there is you get into replicating
Well, you're not
the
actually.
meat.
You're just taking the DNA.
You're just taking the DNA,
So you're
and
not actually
now
having
that they have it, all they have to do is like replicate the DNA, and they can do all of that in a lab.
I mean, that's
So-
going to spawn all kinds
here's
of
my
other
question.
controversy.
Yeah.
What is this meat like?
I don't
Well,
know.
it's-
Is this grass-fed beef or is this like dollar store weird shit?
That's the thing. You
I
can
bet
get
you
dollar
they
store
grow like the
shit.
weird
I
shit.
think it's gonna be.
gotta be
Do
terrible.
you think it would be
Yeah.
better than like? Do you think it would be better than a spam level?
I love spam, dude.
But the
Spam
consistency.
is made with real animals.
It is. They use real animals in the process. By,
Save our slaughterhouses. Don't buy this fucking test tube meat.
Well, that's what it
It's
is.
a hot dog test tube meat.
It's
That's
test
all
tube
they can
meat.
make out of it. Test tube steak.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm concerned about quality.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
what
you're gonna
else-
get the right textures.
What else is actually going
A lot,
on with
to
it?
be
Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, they could say it's cloned and it's exactly from that, but is it?
Would you try it though? Would you try it, Justin?
I would try it.
You would
yeah.
try it.
I'd
I
try
mean,
it.
I
You
mean,
would
just
try-
in the fact that I cook.
Yeah.
It's
Would
just
you
one of those
try it
things that, like-
prepared and then also want to cook with it too? Would you want to see how it cooks?
I would
like
want to.
I would Yeah,
Yeah.
I would want to cook it. I would
yourself?
want to do.
Would
yeah.
you want to get it prepared by somebody like
Maybe
once?
after I had it,
Okay.
just to compare, see if I.
But you
did
want to be able to
something
look
different.
at it
Yeah, exactly.
from raw.
Yeah.
Oh. So Sean is saying that he'd eat that meat.
I bet you would, Sean.
I want a t-shirt. New t-shirt idea. I'd eat, and on the back of it, it just says that meat. I want to get back into the Make 7 Up Yours style t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were amazing.
It's so
So
confusing.
I'd eat,
Yeah.
and then you'd see that meat. Yeah. So you just see someone walking down the road, and you're like, that meat? Like, what the fuck? And you run up next to him, and you turn as you're walking by, and you look at them, and you go, I'd eat. And you're like, wait, what the fuck did the back of it say? And you stop, pretending to need to tie your shoes or something. And then you look up, and you go, that meat. I'd eat that meat. I just wasted 45 minutes of my life running alongside this guy and trying to decipher
That's how long
what
it
the
took
fuck.
you
Take
to
you that
read?
long?
I am very slow at running.
So was this guy. He's waiting around for you.
And this guy, no, he was just on a long journey on foot.
Oh man.
I lucked out. He was very curious as to what I was doing after a while.
Yeah.
There were some dark, like, dirt path roads that I was following him down, but eventually,
45
I
minutes is
figured
a
it.
long run.
it's
Yeah,
a very
dude, that's
long
a-
I
run.
don't think I've ever ran more than maybe like 15, 20.
15, I would say 15,
half hour
20.
tops.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
15,
there with
20.
you, man.
I played soccer for like 12, 15 years, something like that, and I never ran that much, mostly because they just made me sit down. They're like, you're good over there.
That's
Keep cheering them
sad.
on. No, I liked it. You can drink more Gatorade and eat more oranges if you're sitting
go.
on the bench.
It's hot.
It is hot in the soccer game. And then, you know,
Slot in the soccer game, homie.
when you're sitting on the sidelines.
Slinging these soccer
And all those other
stuffs.
people, they really wanted to be there. I didn't.
Okay.
I just was like, yay.
How did you get into playing soccer?
I don't know. I was just, I think
Some of your parents put you in?
I mean, Kim and I were in soccer like when I was 5. And yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if my parents told me like, hey, you're going to play soccer. Or if Kim was like, I want to play soccer. And I went, me too.
Yeah.
And tagged along. But that was where I met, for the first time, I believe that's where I met Frank Belfiore. We were on a soccer team together when we were 5, 6 years old. So he is literally my oldest friend.
All right.
He is the person I've known for the longest.
Justin's my oldest friend.
Justin's your oldest friend? Wait, I'm sorry.
That's not true, dude.
Is
I
it
know it's not,
because
but it was
Well,
funny.
then,
is
fuck
it
you guys,
because
right?
Funny.
he's 93?
You're right.
Yes.
Dude, he's
I'm
only
there
92.
fucking
92?
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Fuck you
Oh,
guys,
I'm
right?
sorry, bro.
I was planning on
I'm
having
sorry,
at least
dude.
2 more good years, but fuck
Oh.
you, right?
2 good more?
Two-
2
two-
more good?
2
Why
good
would you
more
start
years.
getting good ones now? You got 92
You're
shit
right.
ones.
You're right.
Wow,
been pretty
burn.
terrible.
God. Hey,
Burn.
Justin, if you didn't realize, fuck you tonight.
Yeah,
I know,
apparently,
fuck
fuck
you.
you tonight.
Fuck you.
All right.
Fuck you.
So,
A lot of hate in this room. A lot of hate in this room.
this is an experimental show. Fuck you.
Fuck it.
Fuck the fans.
Fuck the fans.
Fuck
What
it
other?
all.
Okay, well, let's go back to that. What other insults would you give for the fans? Anything else that you'd insult the fans with?
What are you doing here?
Your
I don't know,
mother
dude.
doesn't like you anymore.
Neither does my mother.
My mother called. She doesn't like you anymore.
That's rough, man.
I'm gonna be listening to this tomorrow and be like, "Fuck, this is terrible. Why would I ever say that?
Thanks for coming up, Rich. and
My
hanging out,
mom
man.
loves me. Oh, why would she ever say that?" All right, so last week we did a segment that now I think is just going to become a weekly segment until people stop contributing.
Okay.
And that is I post on Monday night or early Tuesday morning on Facebook
Right.
something along the lines of this. What I said this week was, "Okay, people, what should I talk about on tomorrow's show? Go."
Right.
So last week we had a couple submissions, some that we talked about, some we just blew right over.
Right.
I remember during the break, Zach was like, "We're gonna get back to Bukkake, right?" And I was
never
like, "Oh
did.
no, I didn't have any plan to go back to Bukkake. Do you want to cover anything else on Bukkake? Anything? I mean, did you want to cover
That's
anything
all
with
you needed to
Bukkake?
say. That's good.
There we go.
I think
okay.
we've covered enough.
You covered enough
tonight.
with Bukkake.
Maybe next week.
All right.
In
Just you-
Bukkake news.
in Bukkake
In
news,
Bukkake news.
there's plenty of coverage.
Oh my god! How many times can we say the same joke?
I think 8 to 12. All right, so number one, not in any ranking. This is just, I guess it's the ranking of how quickly they responded.
We're the fastest.
Number one is for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
Different wording, but Joey, my good buddy Joey, posted breasts. Last week he said
All right,
boobs or tits.
I like him.
So
that's
good.
good for him.
Everybody still on board?
I like to lick him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like to lick them?
poke him.
I like to lick them. I
slap
like to
him.
poke them. I like to sing them
Punch 'em.
and the swinging and the singing. I like to sing it. I don't know if the song is legal for us to use it, so I'll change it. So yeah, you're pro boob,
I'm a pro motor.
pro boob. I'm pro boob. I literally asked my girlfriend if it was okay for me to use her as a promotional tool because she sent me a picture of her having a pouty face in her bikini, and I was like, "Hey, so can I just use this as a post today? Because it's like you making an over the top grouchy pout face, and then it's just your boobs." And she was like, yeah. And then she starts going through phone. She goes, "You could use this one. You could use this one. You could use this one." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is how we're going to get famous. I'm just going to post my hot girlfriend's pictures everywhere."
Yeah.
Because, hey, I got one really good thing going for me. Hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
It works. Cool lady. Cool kid as well. And, oh yeah, you guys are cool. And I guess we do
you,
this.
dude.
This is fun.
You know what? I'm out of here, dude.
Oh
You're
god,
out?
I hate
Fucking
this
hate
fucking show.
You hate me
I
and
hate
this
this
show.
show.
Either way, so boobs. That's the boob segment. Number two was a gentleman by the name of Johnny Rocks.
Johnny Rocks.
Johnny Rocks.
Johnny Rockman.
Johnny Rocksmores.
Rocksmores.
Black Rocks? Rocksmores. Black
John
Rocks.
Blackrock. That's
Black
like
Rock.
an investment
Black Rock.
company, right?
He said Richard Blackmore's Beer Run Mobile.
Mobile?
Yeah.
You recently picked up describe it. What it's a motorized bicycle?
It's a moped.
It's a moped, technically?
It's a moped, but it doesn't have pedals. It's a little 50cc, little shit bike.
And you got an old school Wawa basket on the back.
I do.
You do.
It was necessary.
It looks amazing. So
Yeah,
have
it's
you used
cool
it
as
for
hell,
Beer
dude.
Run yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've been taking it to work.
I've been riding all over town with that.
So
thing.
it's street legal. You don't have to have it registered or anything like that.
It's
just
a gray area.
yeah, cool. That's
Well,
all we
it's
need to
it's
say.
a moped or a motorized bike.
It doesn't have pedals.
Okay, so it's a moped.
but it's a 49cc engine.
Okay.
So
you don't need a motorcycle license to run it.
It's
But
I
you
guess
have to ride in the road though.
I looked it up.
You
You're,
can't ride on the
you're
sidewalk.
supposed to get it registered as a moped,
Yeah.
but it's from like it's from the 80s.
Yeah, before they actually did.
So there's not even like a title for it or anything like that. You know, it's kind of like this weird little.
Wonderful.
I don't think you'll run into a problem. But
They could give me shit if they pulled me over, but it
Just
hasn't
be
happened
sober
yet.
while you're riding it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know?
that's basically all you gotta
I just
do.
put around town with it. It's nice. You know, my other car's a gigantic van.
Yeah.
So living in town, you know, like I can't park a lot of places. You know, going to Main Street is hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sucks.
yeah, you literally have the largest and the smallest vehicle now.
Yeah, it's kind of it's
think-
fucking perfect. Man.
You ever think of going in between?
No. Well, honestly, my original idea was I was gonna get a motorcycle, or I was gonna get or I was gonna get a small car, like a little 4-cylinder, like
Okay.
a little shit banger. But I saw it on like a classified ad, and I was just like, that thing's perfect.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, that's it. That's the guy. You know, and it's
That's that guy.
Ooh, that's that guy.
it goes quick, man.
Who's that guy on the moped? That's that
him.
guy on the moped. Yo,
Yeah.
that's that guy.
That's like
I
40,
think-
50.
Oh, yeah.
I think last
that's
week
fast for a moped.
we did
It's,
discuss
it's
the
bored out to
the instance of
70cc.
Richard and the man.
And it's got a huge.
With yes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
ice
Richard.
cream.
Last week we did discuss the guy going, "I'm going to get ice cream," and that whole situation on
So
the
yeah,
episode.
that was. I mean,
and then the next day you get this thing.
so
Was it pre-planned or did you just
it wasn't
decide?
pre-planned, but I saw him doing that, and I was
So
like,
you don't believe in predestiny? What's your opinion on that, Richard?
it was inspiration.
What about pre-cum?
I saw him going by,
Yeah.
and I was like, this guy's fucking amazing.
Okay.
And yeah, sure. That night I'm sitting on my phone and I'm looking up scooters on Facebook Marketplace.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
You know what I mean? Because
Cause and effect.
I'm high as shit, and I'm just like, man, that guy had a cool scooter. I'm like, let me see if there's any scooters around. And sure enough, I found that one. I'm like, this is way
Hell
cool.
yeah,
And I'm like, this is way cooler than that guy's scooter. He was riding like a little razor, like
How
electric
old was
thing.
this guy?
like-
How old was he?
So this probably
Like
like,
the stand-up
late
ones?
20s, early 30s.
Oh, okay. Was he wasted on some
no,
level?
no,
He
no.
was I was like one of the stand-up
One of
razors.
the little razor pocket bikes, the little like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
like electric.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's just going by like, and I'm like, holy shit! And he like sees me and he's just like, I'm going to get ice cream. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh.
Dude, was he going to Jimmy's?
Yeah.
Dude, have you had the Choco Taco?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I didn't like follow him or anything.
Jimmy's makes a huge Choco Taco.
Yeah,
It's like
Wait, you
at
didn't
least
bag him
like
and
this
tag him?
long, dude. It's insane.
You should have bagged him.
it's
You
not-
And...
want,
Has a-
you want a big old chocolate? Do you want to get sick on some ice cream?
Didn't you get
You
sick last
go to
week?
Jimmy's,
I
you
think
get
I
him like
get sick
$6
every time I eat ice cream.
Oh
man.
my god!
Every
it's
time.
It's amazing.
Is that just part of getting old? Do you just
Yeah,
start
probably.
getting sick from eating ice cream? Because if I eat ice cream and then in the next a few hours before I go to bed, and then I wake up, I'll wake up in the middle of the night just being like, "All right, fuck you, ice cream. This is
Pretty
terrible.
much.
I hate you." But as a child, most of my weight was just from being able to eat ice cream with no.
Breakfast abandoned? Huh?
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, aside from cheese, it's the only dairy I would eat.
It really
You know
is.
what
I
mean?
eat.
And I don't
No
even.
milk?
And I don't even.
I
eat-
drink.
No cereal or
I
anything
drink
like that?
dairy-free
I don't eat
milk
cereal.
because of a
I love
family
cereal, man.
of dairy-free
I mean,
people.
To each their own, you know. Cereal's
Oh
fucking
yeah,
great.
yeah, fuck yeah.
But
You don't like cereal? Who doesn't like cereal?
personally, not
This
really.
man-
Really?
You
You
know
just-
what? Cereal's great. You don't really think cereal's great.
I'll eat
He's
cereal,
like,
but
let
I'll
me
eat it dry.
patronize you.
I'll
Okay,
just,
Dry.
Is it
You
the
like
milk
dry
that you don't
cereal?
like?
I'll just eat cereal out the back.
It's the milk.
Yeah, it's, I don't,
Okay.
it's the milk more than the cereal, you know. Golden Grams, I'll eat
Oh
right out
fuck
the back.
yeah, dude.
I'll
Oh,
eat
yeah.
some
Oh,
Golden,
Golden
Grams.
Grams
Just
are
give me a
great.
handful and I'll just.
Hell yeah, dude.
But milk, I don't need no milk.
Alyssa bought a box of Golden Grams last week. She was craving them. She bought them and
They're
she was like
good.
eating them. And she goes, "I think they changed the recipe. Like she hasn't had them in a
Oh,
really long
no.
time." She's like, "I think they changed the recipe." And she was like, "They don't taste the way they used to taste." And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I've only had like knockoff Golden Grams in the last 10 years, like maybe like twice."
Right.
And those are just like over the top sugary Walmart shit brand. And they're probably made in the exact same place. They just add a little bit more sugar and use like shittier product.
Yeah.
But that's the only version I've had, and I haven't tasted this Golden Grams.
This
But
I
generation
can't.
of
Honestly,
Oh.
I don't know when the last one.
Froyo.
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 Oh yeah. So mixing cereal, cereal.
I think,
People
he
do.
said, I think he
That's
said
true.
that back when we were talking about ice cream.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Put
yeah.
Froyo in your cereal,
No,
then
I'm
that'd be
saying
good.
people put yogurt
Yeah.
in their cereal. People
That's
put yogurt
weird.
in their cereal. They mix it, and
Yogurt-
it's like
yogurt
yeah,
and
it's like a
granola, dude.
clump. It's
Yeah,
it's
pretty much,
yogurt and
yeah.
granola.
Nicole does that. She does yogurt, granola, and like some fruit.
Yeah.
For
I
breakfast,
can't
and I'm
really
just
get
like,
behind it usually because it's
I'll just not eat
Greek
breakfast.
yogurt
I stick a
available.
banana
I don't like that.
in the milk jug after I have a few sips out of it.
Yeah,
Just
you
throw
just
a whole
soak the banana.
in the milk jug, then
How long
you drink
do
all
you-
the milk out of it, and you cut it open, and you get that soggy banana out.
That calcium, potassium deliciousness.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the texture of a soaked in milk banana? A banana.
You ever use a sponge a whole lot and then
Yeah.
eat it?
Twice. Twice.
No.
Yeah. All right. So next on the list that we had was my friend Casey from Hayfork wanted to talk about cross country trip in 3 days, which we did. Cross country trip in 3 days. That was where we did the whole trip from south to northern California and saw all the weird cows and everything.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, I think we've talked about that in the past. Sorry, Casey. My boss's boyfriend Chris said to talk about peckerwoods.
Peckerwood.
He calls me
what's
he calls me a
peckerwoods?
peckerwood every
Oh,
single
yeah.
day.
You
He's
fucking
like,
peckerwood.
oh, you peckerwood. Oh, you fucking peckerwood. Yeah, he calls me that and a transient and a dirty hippie. Like, it's pretty much what he calls me, but peckerwood a lot. And I told him I would do some
I think
research.
this guy's talking down to you.
Oh, yeah, he's talking down a little bit. He's a pilot, so he can do that, I guess.
He's a pilot and you're Peckerwood.
I'm a pilot. He's a pilot. I'm
You
a
know what
peckerwood.
Peckerwood means, right?
Yeah, it's I was just Googling it just to make sure.
It's a poor white person.
It literally just says a white person, especially a poor one.
Especially a poor one.
Especially a poor one. So he's insulting me on a level I didn't think. I think he was just calling me like a dirty piece of
No, he was
shit.
calling you white trash.
Okay, then I'm alright with that. White trash, that's fine. That's fine. But I was curious, is like the etymology. What do you think the background of it? Do you think that's upper class white people talking down to lower class white people?
For sure.
Oh my god, that's great. I think Peckerwood is one of my. It leads to one of my favorite scenes in Back to the Future, or it's involved in it. When they throw Marty in the trunk of the car and the band's smoking a pot leaf or whatever in their vehicle, and they all step out. I think Billy Zane or one of the other guys says something like, "I don't want to mess with no reefer addict," and he's like, "Who you calling a reefer addict, Peckerwood?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
according
yeah.
to Wikipedia, Peckerwood, it's a southern African American vernacular English.
Oh, okay.
So it is,
Okay.
I guess, in the 1830s.
This is them saying.
A poor rural white person was a peckerwood, as in version of woodpecker, because the African people were the blackbird,
Oh, okay.
and then the
Okay.
white people were woodpecker. I don't know
Okay.
what that means. So
Yeah.
someone,
Well, you
I don't
get
know
the
why it's
idea.
bad or good to be a woodpecker
Yeah.
or a blackbird.
I don't
no.
know. I'd like to
I don't
be
know.
any bird.
But I know Paul
For a
McCartney
day.
didn't sing
Yeah.
Peckerwood singing in the dead of night.
We should do that song.
Take your
Peckerwood.
broken tractor and get the fuck out of my yard.
All those cars piled up. You've been only waiting for a few parts to arrive.
God, that's good.
Yeah, we can do that. Peckerwood. How quickly we getting sued on that one?
Paul's not gonna do it.
Yoko is the one that sues for the Beatles generally, I feel like.
Probably, yeah.
And Paul is just happy that he got all of his songs back from Michael Jackson.
Right.
Business is business, Paul.
Yeah. All right, so next thing, James-O, who's been on the show, was on our warm shit beer taste test, said maybe talk about how show prep should start the day after your last episode and not the night before your next one, you fucking boob.
We already talked about boobs, James.
We already
Thanks.
talked about boobs, James-O.
The whole point of the show is no prep.
Yeah.
No prep. There's no prep. And I said that would take away from our style, last minute and random. We don't think about things. That's why you're tuning
I don't
in.
even know what's going on.
Oh, who knows? Andy Moose talked about a guy who I'm going to butcher his name, Jan Svekmeijer or Svekmeijer.
Oh,
something like that.
Schweckmejier, yeah.
I said unaware of this person. He said watch his breakfast, lunch, and dinner shorts. So he's a filmmaker. Steve wants to talk about best bands with awful fans.
We
best
talked about this a little bit.
Bands with awful fans.
ICP.
ICP,
Yeah.
best band awful fan.
Yeah, I like them,
All right.
but don't like their fans.
I'm gonna
Great
say
Milenko, like,
who?
Great Milenko, like the album.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
It's not bad.
There's some funny shit on there.
This is the second
Yeah, I like
episode
some
where
of the
someone's
stuff.
like, "No, my God, you guys like ICP."
Some
The
of the
whole
stuff,
world
yeah,
does.
man.
You just
What?
no one wants to admit it.
You just gotta be down with the clown, Kyle.
Are you down with ICP? Yeah, you know me.
Wrong dude.
Another band with awful fans, Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. I was gonna say Grateful Dead.
Ooh, yeah.
I would say them. In high school, for me, I was always a judgmental fuck. So I would see a group of people and be like, "Oh God, that's the band that you like. I'm probably never gonna listen to them," and that's why I never listened to bands like Slipknot and Tool.
Yeah, I was gonna say Slipknot would have.
But then weirdly, the people at my high school that listened to those bands also listened to like 311 and Chevelle. So I just lumped all of them together.
There was a certain time
And I
period where
definitely have
everyone
discussed
listened
this
to
in the past.
311.
No, I like.
You're the only guy on the planet who didn't.
I liked pop
listen to
punk
311.
ska. I didn't like
Fair enough, dude.
whatever that was.
311 is the better band. If I were to put 311 up against Sublime, 311 all day.
All right,
You're right.
all right.
I'll give
I
you
also
that.
don't really like Sublime. I just
know,
know
Peanut,
their songs. They're more.
he
readily
like,
available.
They just
Made
seem
all
to be
the-
compared a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made all the Guitar Hero guitar stuff.
Mhm.
One of those games. Peanut, the bass player for 311,
Yeah.
programmed
Makes
a
sense.
lot of
It
those
makes sense why
songs
that fucking game
for
is so
the
ridiculous.
plastic guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't remember if it was
I did
Rock
not know
Band or
that.
Guitar Hero, but it was one of those that he was
Have
involved.
you guys ever watched
Oh,
the programming for Lars? For like
No.
when they brought him in to program his stuff,
He can't.
No.
He can't.
he couldn't
play.
do it, dude. Like they had like this real drum set up with pads sitting on top, so he would get the same bounce. It's just that it would be the trigger, so it would register the computer. It's this whole long video of him just trying to play.
Is it on the
His
level
own
of
song.
Bill O'Reilly not understanding the
it's so
song will
bad,
play us
dude.
out and like fuck it, we'll do it live? That video, is it like on the
Fuck
level?
Yeah,
Fuck
it's on that level.
When
Yeah,
that came
it's
out,
on that level.
I showed that to my father so many
Yeah.
times. It was great, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I still like the crazy motherfucker."
To play us out.
Play us out. What the fucking thing's broken?
What does that mean?
Fucking thing's broken. All right, John, a friend of mine, John, who I knew through my brother Craig, said, "Pipe dream of My Chemical Romance reunion tour." I saw My Chemical Romance at Toast.
Really?
Yeah, they played Toast
I
like in 2001, I believe.
I don't remember.
And then Craig had a shirt from that, and I think he saw them in Jersey again. And that one album, I love the fuck out of the one with like Helena.
I mean, I love the first two.
Yeah.
Actually, I love all
I
of
really,
them.
I didn't listen. Black
Wait,
Parade,
Black Parade with the first one, and then Black Parade, right?
Black.
And then
No,
they did
there's
another
one, and then there's Three Cheers for Sweet
one? Yeah,
Revenge.
yeah.
Yes.
Up
Then
to
I
Black
forget
Parade
the
is really
first-
good.
the
Like I
first
enjoy
one.
it.
Oh, Black Parade to
It's
me
like I brought me
is the.
bullets. Or,
It was like the
Yeah.
turning point in that music scene.
Oh,
though.
it was,
the
though.
turn. It was like
I
what
still like it, though.
Metallica's Black Album was to like that scene of like it got softer, yet it was still a heavier thing because the people in the mainstream didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like
Right.
in the underground actual scene, it was like birthed
Well,
from.
Oh,
you know when you're
changing
gonna
and
see
stuff.
them again?
When?
It's when we're the same age as people who grew up loving Poison,
Yeah.
White Snake, shit
Yeah.
like that. Because you could go see Poison or Journey
Yeah.
or even like Guns N' Roses.
Probably more than you could have.
Every
back in the
year you
day.
could go
Yeah.
right now.
Well, the
so
tour that's
when we're
going on-
50, we're gonna be like, yeah, My Chemical Romance is playing with. It could be anybody.
It'll be the
from that
equivalent
same-
of when our
At
parents
Penn's
were.
Peak.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Penn's Peak,
I was gonna say
exactly.
when our parents are like saying we're gonna go see the Eagles at Penn's Peak.
Yeah.
We're gonna go see
Go to
And what's
John
crazy
Fogerty at the
is you can probably see
Easton
these
State
new
Theater.
bands more so than you could have back in the day.
Well, right now, Coheed and
You know what
Cambria
I
is
mean?
touring with Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
15 years ago, that is a huge tour in
You're
that
right.
scene. It is a tour that millions of people are going to go to. Now, those millions of people might not have good jobs, but they're probably employed to some degree that they can afford to go to
Sure.
their two of their favorite bands from back in the day when they were in the scene and they had
Yeah.
their swoosh and they had their red stripe and other styles of Richard's hair.
So I've seen the
And
beginning of that
Chuck's
already. The beginning
Dave's,
of
yes.
like those like
They're starting to come back?
well the one show I played in Wilkes-Barre with Kawato.
Okay.
After the show was over, the other part of the bar had some DJs come in and do emo night.
Dude, okay, when I was in
DJs were
LA,
just playing emo music.
They were playing My Chemical Romance.
Yep.
They were playing, the shit. They were
Hawthorne
playing Under Oath,
Heights?
Yes,
Hawthorne Heights.
yes.
They were playing like all the shit. from back
Silverstein
then.
was huge on
Silverstein.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And dude, like all
I
the
was
crowd that
approached-
showed up were all just like dressed in black with crazy
Yep.
eye shot and like
Yep.
That's
people
crazy,
were.
It's
dude.
the version of
There were
people
like
when we
50
were in our
peop- 50
teens.
plus people there to see this.
People in
That's
our teens
crazy.
that were
That's
At
so
the
still
little
into
shit bar in Wilkes-Barre.
metal.
Yeah.
People in our teens when they were like still into 80s hair metal, and you're just like, oh my god, look at this guy stuck in 1985.
That's it.
Now it's like, look at this guy stuck in 2004 over here. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, oh, what's wrong with you? What is terribly wrong with you? When I was working in LA last year, a guy came into the club and he really, really, really wanted to do an emo night. And he had worked there the year before when it was an American rock venue slash bar. And he was like, I want to do it. We do emo night. And I just start jokingly naming off pretty much all of the bands that we just said and throwing in like the Used and other things like that. And I think I said Further Seems Forever and Juliana Theory. I'm like, if you want to go real, like older emo, which
Texas
was
is
still
the
like
Reason.
second wave of, like that. Yeah, that stuff.
Obscure
Lifetime.
shit.
Like they weren't playing that though. No, they're playing like Black Parade era. They're playing Aiden. They're playing things
Okay.
that just were featured on the Volcom stage in 2006
No, you're right. It
on
really
Warped
does.
Tour.
It goes from
Yeah.
the peak of Warped Tour.
Yeah,
pretty
peak of
much.
Warped Tour. That's what it is. Hot Topic era emo. It's really bad. So you know that Taking Back Sunday is going to play. You know a brand new song is going to play, and you'll get a couple of other like decent things thrown in there. But they're going to be playing. Honestly, you're going to probably be getting some Motionless in there too. Like, because it's eventually like any themed night, you're like, all right, that's cool, but now let's just switch to straight dance music.
Yeah.
80s theme night until 11 when we stop playing 80s music and we just go to club music because people want to get drunk and dance.
Yeah.
Pretty much what they just started going further into that genre. But we're going to go to our second and final break.
Correct.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to chit-chat with Rich a little bit more. And this next song is Damned, Doomed, and Cursed. Again, the show on the 13th at the Sherman Showcase,
Correct.
where you'll be able to see Dead Man, Inner Temple, Idle Hands, and Brunch. And it is the first live performance of Brunch.
Correct.
And then the following day, if you want to waste your whole day with me, we're going to Warped Tour. Maybe I'll try to interview people at Warped Tour and just be like, I have a podcast. I should get business cards made up this week.
Yeah.
Just be like, I have a podcast. Here you go. Come on my show. Come on my show. Come on my show.
Come on my floor.
And then you can come on my floor.
Come in my ear hole.
You can bukkake if you want. All right, enough bukkake. All right, we're going to break.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a couple minutes. Enjoy the tunes
I'm
from
gonna go
Dead
shut
Man.
up about Lukaku.
Damned,
Oh, we're good. We are back. Hi. Welcome back here to episode 12 of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. We are live on YouTube.
Bitch, I'm eating Skittles.
Yeah. Eating Skittles, bitch. Eating Skittles. Tasting rainbows.
What's on fire?
What is on fire?
Something's on fire.
What's on fire where?
No, I smell something on fire.
The house is on fire! Get
Is
the
the house
fuck
on-
out!
Oh, we're on water, though, so we're
Yeah,
good.
we're good.
We're in a
Okay.
boat. This is a boat.
Yeah.
It's a houseboat.
Houseboat.
What's the name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
It's the Steady Houseboat, Tommy Lee
Right.
Jones. I argued it should be the Steady Houseboat, Tommy Lee Jones, and they voted it down.
Thank you.
Oh, it would have been great.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
Nah.
The Steady Boats for Steady Arms.
The steady houses for steady boats.
Oh, I remember when that name got proposed, I was like, that's a lot of words. That was like my only thought.
a lot
I was
of
like,
words.
that's a lot of words.
I agree.
I liked Steady. I liked Steady. When they became that, I was like, all right, I'm
That
okay
would've
with
been
that.
fine.
That would have been great. All right, so I wanted to quick talk about something that it was brought to my attention by my girlfriend Alyssa. A man in Manchester. This is back in 2015. But it's, Facebook. Everything just circulates for forever.
Right.
And you're like, this breaking news story. And you're looking at it, it's like 2012.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck you. But this one, a Manchester man drew penises around potholes so that the city would fix them.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, right? You've seen that?
Uh-huh.
That is one of the most brilliant things because they filled the potholes, but they didn't take away the penises. They just let the penises fade away, like, naturally,
All right.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about that, and then she also said apparently Paris Hilton tweeted, "Tell me something I don't know."
Oh yeah, that was good.
And I didn't look up any reactions yet because I didn't want
There's a lot
to
of
think about
science stuff.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, off the top of your heads,
Yeah.
tell Paris Hilton right now something that she doesn't know.
How to change a tire.
How to change a tire?
Yeah.
You could probably show her that.
Yeah.
You can show her.
Yeah.
All right. Tell her
What?
in depth. Do it.
No, I'm not gonna.
right
say
now.
it. No.
Step-by-step interpretation of how.
not gonna
No?
do it, no.
Okay, Richard, what do you think? What would be something that you could tell Paris Hilton that she doesn't know?
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico.
She probably doesn't watch TV or have anything where commercials
That's all I
exist.
got. I don't
She-
even have Geico.
She's on YouTube Red. She's on Premium Hulu. She doesn't
Yeah,
see
she
ads
doesn't see
ever.
ads, man.
She doesn't see ads. Zach, what do you think? Or what were some that
Ooh.
you saw some of them?
A lot of them that I saw were like real heavy duty science stuff, like stuff I didn't know either.
Yeah.
You mean like straight up jargon of like physics and stuff? It's just like this is not really that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just figured.
But you know what I would tell her that she doesn't know?
Yeah.
Exactly what my dick looks like.
All right, Paris Hilton, just so you know, you can see exactly what his dick looks like.
And then you would know. Call me.
If you know us, you know someone that,
855-455-585-95-1525388.
those numbers in a certain amount of order, subtracting certain numbers values from other certain numbers, gives you his phone number.
I only said
I
numbers that weren't
guarantee
in
it.
my phone number.
Yeah.
Except for one of them.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know phone numbers. That's someone's gonna break that code and you're gonna get a call in like 17 years
From myself. in
from
the
yourself,
future.
and you're gonna be like, "It's me from the
Yo, it's
future.
me. I'm banging Paris Hilton.
We did it, bro. We made
Hell
it.
yeah, man. I'm finally cool. It's like, no, you're not cool.
Oh.
But you are banging Paris Hilton.
Oh, jeez, that'd be great. Apparently,
I'm not cool, but I'm banging Paris.
in other penis-related news, there was a giant penis carved into a lake bed in Australia that you can see from outer space.
Who did it?
I don't know. I
The
didn't look
aliens?
I think it was aliens.
It's ancient or it's modern?
No, it's modern. Somebody did it like recently because they know that people are like looking down on Australia from like Google Earth and stuff. So somebody
Yeah,
just
we're
made-
all looking down on Australia.
Yeah. You never get bored and just go on Google Earth and just go, what does Paris look like? And walk through the streets
What
of
does
Paris.
Paris Hilton look like?
What does Paris Hilton
Literally.
look like? And then
I'm
walk
always
through the
Googling
streets of
that.
Paris
What do
Hilton.
you call it? I found "fuck you" mowed into
Yes,
that
you
guy's
did.
lawn. over
That's
there.
great. Yeah, in Stroudsburg, Richard found, I don't think it was mowed, I think it was bleached into his backyard.
He did,
Like,
he did
it looked
something.
white. Like, it was...
Literally found
Yeah.
that just like looking at Delaware Water Gap on
Yep.
On Google
That's
Earth.
funny.
Yep, yeah, it's like right down the hill, like from like the Thai place.
That's awesome.
Thai place. If you want to pay for advertisement, you got to tell me how to pronounce your name.
Which one?
Any of them?
Cyan? Cyan?
Saigon?
San, the one that's on the
Sandy?
hill, right about Delaware Water Gap. San,
Uncle
San,
Santa?
Thai place. It's a Thai restaurant. Pay
You have
for
to wear a
advertisement.
tie to go there?
You have to wear a tie to go there.
Okay.
That's why I've never been
Formal.
inside. Very formal. These Thai places. I love Thai food.
Yeah.
Kyle, you
Cool. I like this
times
show.
louder than everyone else apparently.
Oh yeah, that's
All right,
fine.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. We're all right with that.
feel
All
like
right,
that works
so Richard's here. Richard's our guest. Richard, you're I guess really here for us to plug the show coming up next week. Now, in addition to the show, in addition to you being a musician and playing in bands, you are a beer connoisseur. In the vein of James O and I, we both like to experiment and taste a lot of different good beers. You've also tasted a lot of good shit beers.
Oh yeah.
You've drinking, you and me. That's where I discovered Hams together with you, which is still my like I said in past episodes when I moved to Philly, I found a bar that had a $3 special that was a can of Hams and a bag of Cheez-Its, and it was called Hams and Cheese. Oh, sound man, can we turn down the suck coming through Kyle's bike? Less
No.
suck, more rock. I don't know. I think the suck is just a natural sound coming out of my voice.
Who said that?
James.
We're gonna James. Next time I see you, I'm gonna try and belittle you as hard as I can,
Oh,
mentally.
I always be little than James. Is that what that
Good
word
joke,
means?
buddy. Good
Is that what
joke.
that word means? So, Richard, today you got to go on a beer tour, right?
Yep.
A brewery tour of Trogs.
Yep.
Now,
Trogs.
do we all pronounce it correctly? Do they pronounce it Troegs or anything like that?
No,
or
it's
is
just,
it
it's,
Trogs?
it's just Trogs. They tell you on the tour actually where they got the name from. Part of it is because the guy's name they're the Trogner brothers.
Okay.
And then I guess there's some other word that sounds kind of like Trogs that means pub in another language.
Yeah.
They tell you about it in the beginning of the tour, and it's this whole thing.
All right.
It's it's two brothers opened a brewery, and
That's
And this
cool.
is in Harrisburg, or is it outside Harrisburg?
Hershey.
it's in Hershey actually. They started in Harrisburg.
Okay, so they've moved their
Yeah.
main brewery is now in Hershey.
I know this because I took the tour.
You did that. You didn't drive to Harrisburg. I was gonna say I was in Harrisburg.
It's all
like,
fresh in my head. This is
Yeah.
kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just
Nine-
regurgitating what I heard about like 5 hours ago.
That's what
Oh, yeah.
learning and knowledge is. It's just regurgitating things
Right.
you heard and just trying to remember.
What's
them,
regurgitating things you drank?
Throwing up into a bucket.
I don't have a bucket.
I don't have a bucket, so just puking on your floor. I guess that's what it is.
Just puke on your floor.
Puke on your floor. There's a cat.
You guys want to see some Nimble Giant?
Uh,
Yeah.
No, it's
Bring it up.
All right, so the tour. Is it a free tour? Do you have to pay for this tour?
The tour's like $10.
What does it include in the amount of beer you consume?
They give you, like an
8-ounce growler type of thing.
10 ounce like
Oh.
snifter glass.
Okay.
Beer of your choice. They had Sunshine Pills, Dreamweaver, or what's that other one? The new IPA they got.
Perpetual? Is that them? Not their. I'm thinking Weyerbacher.
Crimson Pistol.
Crimson.
Crimson
I saw that. I
Pistol
almost
IPA.
bought that. I almost bought that. Today.
I got Crimson Pistol. My roommate Dave was with me.
Yeah.
Dave got
Who is here?
Sunshine Pills.
He's just not.
Dave's just the
He's
best,
here.
the best guy to have in the back of a podcast.
Yeah. Other people that show up. Other people that show up like to interrupt a lot.
a lot.
But today they showed up early.
But yeah, you get you get a beer in the beginning, and you get to drink that kind of while you wait for the tour to start. They give you a little a little talk on the history and stuff. They show, and they have Trogs artwork. They do like a contest. People send their artwork in.
Oh.
So first you look at all this artwork. People
Like a
made,
yearly contest or just an ongoing contest once a year?
It seems like kind of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just have like all this, the whole room with just this artwork of like different stuff. people
Based
made
on
for
their
Trogs.
beer, based on like their
It's all Trogs
labels.
related.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
And
Because they do have they've switched recently in their design on their actual label.
yeah, they got a new artist.
That
I like
was
the
a
newer
big
better.
thing. The old one just seemed more bold, and it was kind of the same vein as like the Weyerbacher, just like more bold, like independent, like kind of like some old metal tattoo artist was like, all right, I'll come up with your beer label. I got it. And now it's a little bit more streamlined. I do like certain Troganator. I do like that one better now. But it really doesn't matter because the beer still tastes amazing.
It's a great beer. It is.
It is my number one beer, Troganator. Oh, all right. So how many beers throughout did you taste in addition to that? Like how many did you get to taste at different stages?
You get the first beer, which is just like a finished beer you get to taste. And then partway through the tour, they give you like a little cup of like semi-unfinished beer. Like
okay.
It's beer,
yeah,
but it's it's still hazy. It's not carbonated yet. It's like the near beer,
totally unfiltered.
Yeah. So they give you a little, little cup of that.
Okay.
Maybe like a 4-ounce cup.
Okay.
And then
like when you get a flight.
Yeah, you get a little taste of that. And then when they're done with the tour, they give you like 2 more tastings. So essentially, I'd say it's 2 beers total.
Okay,
that's cool.
That's not bad.
Spread out amongst like 4 different.
Which can get you. That's like when you drink a flight. That can get you fucked up really quickly. I'll go to when I've gone to Yard of Ale and gotten the flight. I've never really done the flight at Floods, because I'll just drink liquor. But when I get the flight at Yard of Ale, I drink like 2 flights and I'm just like, all right, because I'm picking like based on just like different flavors and not realizing, okay, I picked like 4 stouts without them or throughout them, and one of them was a 10%, or like when they had Dragon's Milk and like I'd put that on there and I drink the Dragon's Milk. Ooh, New Holland makes it good.
Make milk? They don't.
I don't know.
I don't think lizards.
Dragons
lizards
are magical,
don't, but dragons do.
Yeah.
So dragons have nipples.
Dragons have nipples. You're hearing it here first.
Come see my new band, Dragon Nipples.
Dragon's nipples.
Yeah. Everyone in the audience brings milk.
Yes.
Because Rich hates milk, and they try to splash you with it while you're playing. It's like you avoiding the milk.
All of your fans will just have
gallon
bowls
milk
of cereal full of milk.
And everyone's just drinking milk and puking it up
Puking
everywhere.
milk everywhere.
That would be and everything is painted white. You're all in like white suits.
Oh.
We're all just puking milk
Guys in
everywhere.
white suits.
You have to fast for 2 days before you go there to make sure your body is cleansed of
Pure
everything.
white throw
And you're
up.
just no other color but white there. Now, have you ever done the gallon challenge? You ever done the gallon challenge? You ever attempted it in your youth?
No.
In your life?
No
All
desire.
I did it one time. My neighbor back in the day, her little brother was like, I'm going to do the gallon challenge. And I was hanging out and I was just kind of like, this is a really dumb idea. You shouldn't do this. He was like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, I'm going to show you how dumb of an idea this is. And I took it and I chugged the gallon of milk, like literally in maybe 5 minutes, like taking a couple of breaks. And I was like, yep. And I sat there and he goes, now you got to wait an hour. And I was like, yeah, I know. But you know what? Fuck yourself. And I walked out and just scurried across the road, got back to the house, and I was like, just like violently vomited for like 40 minutes. And it all came out. But the weird thing is when you throw up milk and you don't have anything else in your system,
You could drink it again. You could throw it right
you could
up
drink
into
it
your
again.
cereal.
No, I was gonna say, if you throw it up into your cereal, that's a lucky situation there. No, I was gonna say when you throw up milk and that's the only thing in your system, it has the feeling of like soft serve ice cream. Like it just tastes like it because it's cold still. You just chugged a cold gallon of milk.
Yeah.
It's coming out of your body cold. So it just tastes and you're just getting the creaminess from it. It's very odd.
Is it
It's
good?
very weird. I advise that if you do the gallon challenge, you fail and just puke it up because it's a great experience. You don't know anything like throwing up a gallon of milk. You don't. All right. So anyway, back to the tour, Richard.
Oh God!
I'm sorry. Did we catch you off guard or anything?
The milk tour?
You guys are like just like reciting my nightmares to me.
Yes.
You're fucked, dude. You
milk.
need to lay off the pipe before you go to bed.
Fuck milk. Holy shit.
All right. So we
beer
got
tour.
this. Hold on. We got this. The worst gif ever is of a drunk dude puking his whole pint into his glass and drinking it again.
I've seen that. That's
Oh.
probably a relation of mine.
Yeah, probably. That's a stern
my uncles or
somewhere.
some shit.
Yeah. All right. So the tour. So you taste. You said 2 beers overall. How long is the tour itself? Like how long does it last?
Half hour, maybe?
All right. And now does this
Half hour,
have
40 minutes?
Do they have a brew pub attached to it? Like more to do after the tour?
yeah.
Is it kind of the tour is done?
They have it's almost like a big cafeteria,
Okay.
and you actually see the cafeteria. There's like
While you're touring?
there's a catwalk
Oh.
that goes like above the cafeteria, and they have all like the mash tuns and everything
Yeah.
in there as well.
That's cool.
And you get to walk around the top of them while looking down on the cafeteria that you'll be in shortly. You know?
Yeah.
And they have like they have like a bunch of foods and stuff like that.
Do they have foods that are specifically paired with or anything along those lines?
It's all. The one thing I'll say about it, it's all like really tasty, kind of like like fancy shit. Like I had a
artisanal stuff.
Artisanal.
There
Perfect.
you go. Yes.
I had a lamb taco.
Oh shit!
With like jalapenos and carrots and like all sorts of weird shit on it.
Okay.
And we got poutine fries.
Yeah, nice.
Big ass crazy poutine fries. But
people always ask for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they were like.
Oh, Nicole's saying no more milk.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're done on the milk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But, you think we're done with the milk, but we're never done with the milk.
The fuck, dude.
You ever see that movie Milk? James Franco.
I'm never getting to sleep tonight.
You ever see Milk with James Franco?
No, he's the gay
I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's not. It's Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Penn won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
Milk. Great film, Milk. Check it out. Milk.
No.
So what? You got the lamb taco, you got the
Yeah.
poutine fries, and then what else is there after the food? Is it just like a bar environment?
Yeah. They have like all their probably like I don't know 15, 20 different of their beers on.
Oh,
tap.
hell yeah.
They had the Scratch Series ones, which are like ones they didn't put out yet.
Okay.
They had like 6 of those you could try.
Oh, shit.
That are like ones they brewed.
It's like a
there.
small batch that they made, just like a tester.
They're like, we don't know if we're putting this out yet or not. You know.
Anything you
like,
tried from that?
Yeah. We took a growler home of a Mandarin Bavarian beer.
Oh, like a wheat base or?
It was almost like I guess I would compare it to like a German style.
Okay.
Like a German style lager.
Yeah.
Kind of deal, but like light and very summery.
Well, that's the thing I do like. I mean, I'm a little biased, having grown my entire life assuming I was German and being wrong. But then growing up in Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania Dutch influence everywhere.
Yeah.
German beers, like we've had the luxury living here of having Trogs and Weyerbacher within very, very close distance, and they are the small breweries with like the real big beers. And,
I mean, you have Yards as well, man. That's not
Yards
too
is
far out.
exactly like the Philadelphia breweries, and there's a shitload that are popping up down there.
Pennsylvania's got great beer.
Sly
Yeah, it
Fox
does,
is
man.
out of I think Phoenixville. Like there's so many cool ones, but like those two are like the prime examples. Like
Oh yeah.
10 years ago when we started getting into good beer, when we stopped just drinking shit beer, started getting into like, okay, let's taste it. I was attracted to it because the art back then again was like it was done by like an old school metal, like it was very like shock rock approach to selling their beer, and it worked.
Yeah.
And it kind of rang true in the same vein of like Arrogant Bastard, which just belittles you while you read the bottle.
Oh, that shit can belittle me all at once. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's a bad
You don't
beer.
like it?
I don't
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it.
I
I
love
don't
it.
Yeah.
like it.
Do you like Dead Guy Ale? Yeah,
I like Dead Man Ale.
I think Stone is one of those.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
you like Dead Man Ale? Oh, that coming soon from
Coming
Trogs, Dead Man Ale. Hey Trogs,
Hey, yeah.
hey Trogs, if you wanna sponsor us, please. Jesus, we'll talk about your beer every single day for the rest of our lives. If you sponsor us, but we'll tell you when it's bad still. So you gotta be all right with that. Nicole said so much hate. I don't know what that was in relation to. I'm assuming it was me talking about the movie Milk.
Probably.
That's about overcoming the hate, dude.
Hate come. Sorry, what?
Hate come.
Hate come.
Oh man, talking
Oh.
about Bukkake again. Huh?
Let's. Anybody in the room ever bukkake?
No.
Let's get it out there. No bukkakes in the room.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Would you in the rooms? Zach, yes, we already know. No.
Maybe.
I was gonna say
Maybe.
get it or give it, but whatever.
Yeah, no. You're on board with either one, I'm assuming.
Depends on where I am.
Where's
who
my
I
life
am at
lead
the
me?
moment.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, do you recommend the tour?
Bukkake?
The tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you recommend it over bukkake?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Do you, how long of a drive? Is it like 2.5 hours, 3 hours?
Actually, a little under 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
It's before Harrisburg.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's why I'm remembering driving out to Harrisburg. It seemed, it's such a boring drive. It just, like, took forever. It felt like I fell asleep 38 times. Killed 14 people. It was terrible.
Oh, man.
Terrible drive.
So you didn't even kill one person?
That was, I mean, 14 people.
You were bad in less than 500 there, buddy.
Yeah. No, it was terrible.
Kill
Terrible.
more next time.
I should.
Step
I have
your
a
shit up.
better average. I have a better battery average.
God damn. That was good.
It was terrible. All right, so for less than 2 hour drive there and back, what time did you get there? Like, how long were you there for the whole experience?
Probably there from like 2 to 6, something like that. We stayed and hung out.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So for $10 you get access, and then you're just paying whatever for the beer and the food afterwards.
Yeah.
Hanging out. You've done Ithaca before?
I have not done Ithaca.
I recommend Ithaca. It is just the drive out there is amazing. If you get like 30 miles away and then turn off like the highways, like on your Google Maps that go avoid highways, and just make it take you like local.
Oh,
and
that's
just
a
be
beautiful way. Yeah.
It is. You get about a half hour outside of Ithaca, and you are just going by like giant old school awesome farmhouses with big just huge barns, and it's just wide open fields, really
Sounds
nice.
Like going to Knobles.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
an ancient graveyard up there too.
Ooh.
Doing that drive once, I stopped and hung out in that graveyard for about a half hour.
Yeah.
Because it's just so cool. Again, the graves are like so old you can't even read the names anymore.
I just
like,
imagined
very,
you sitting
very worn.
Indian
I did
style
that-
in
yeah,
a
I-
graveyard.
That Salem.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're doing that in
I
October. I
love
can't
a good
wait.
graveyard.
Oh,
man.
Salem in
Oh, yeah.
October. We're Airbnb-ing it.
Nice.
Nice.
But the cemetery is cool
Yeah.
as shit there.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been there once before in like I think it was like April, actually last year April, and it's gimmicky, but like if you just go, I'm buying into it for this like little trip, like all right, fuck it, I'm doing everything. Like
that's what it is.
And the seafood, I love having good seafood, and in Boston you get shit seafood, but you go out there just a little bit away, like literally you're like a half hour, 40 minutes away from Boston, and it is seafood's amazing there. I love it.
I forgot Salem was north of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did some of the stupid shit in
Yeah.
Salem. We did
The
like,
museums.
We did the Witch Dungeon Museum.
Ooh,
And
nice.
it was supposed to be like, this dungeon that they like held people that were suspected
real
of being
gimmicky?
witches in. And then like at the end of the tour they're like, oh, by the way, this isn't the actual dungeon, but here's the piece of wood that was from it. This is the piece of wood that was in the Witch Dungeon.
God.
How much did you pay to look at a piece of wood?
$10.
$10. All right, piece of wood versus the Trogs Brewery. Which was better? Which was better? $10.
Man, I don't know. That was a pretty ancient piece of wood.
It was an old piece of wood.
You want to look at an ancient piece of wood? You come over, hang out with my grandpa.
That was like a 200-year-old. That's fucking Trogs, dude.
Oh, fuck sure. All right, awesome. Well, we're gonna start wrapping things up here. Just say thank you to Richard for joining us, and everybody definitely look out next week if you are in the Stroudsburg area.
Yeah, look
the
out.
13th.
Come for
You're
you.
getting an amazing show featuring the
gonna be
three
fun,
men in this
man.
room.
It's not next
week.
week. It's week after next.
No, it's next. It's like a week and a half away.
It's 10 days away.
10
days
days
away.
Yeah.
It's not this
well,
Friday. It's next Friday.
Not this
Air will
Friday,
be
next Friday.
moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air will be moved.
Correct.
Sure.
All right. And next week we're going to be playing some of the music from Brunch
Sure.
during our breaks.
Nice.
So we're just kind of double promoting for the show. So definitely check that out and just show up and have some beers, listen to some music. It'll be a good time. And as always, I'd like to thank Mr. Justin Olimpedo.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
Oh yes,
I
oh
appreciate
yes.
it. Thank you.
For pretty much making sure all this stuff gets done. Zachary Sturman,
Jack, don't think me storming.
don't thank me, Sturman, is here as well. And again, as always, I like to thank the wonderful folk over at Moot.tv, Mr. EJ5000, and the other podcasts that we have from Moot.tv. Check out Let Me Ask You a Question featuring Sir Anthony of the Angels, Gregaman, and EJ5000, our producer. and their other show, our other brother, sister, lover show.
Whoa.
We established as the 1 week. We said it was brother, sister, love. I said it, and you all freaked out. Either way, I'm going to keep going with it.
In excitement.
Yeah, you freaked out in excitement over
I'll never have incest. A stepsister.
You'll never have a stepsister. But we want to thank White Wasabi, Sensei Micah, and then again Greg Man and EJ5000 there. And then Mr. Shauna Raja, who is tuning in today live. And his wonderful podcast is Not Movies. Check it out on iTunes. Every week they come up with a plot for a different movie. Just kind of out of the blue. And you spend a little time with them. And it's a wonderful, enjoying experience each week. For everybody here at Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I am Kyle Mocha. I guess I'll shut up until we get to the next episode, or Justin turns off my microphone. We've got a theme song, and my theme song is going to play now, and we're going to play it. And this is the end of the show. This is how we end it. Like an adult, singing things from Moot.tv.
Moot.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be total experimental pieces of shit. We're not over yet. Now we are.